What's going on, gang? Welcome to the Sav Show. My name is Savilian. I'm the host of the show. And today I'm bringing you a couple of updates, man. As you probably have noted, this is the first time I've done a little podcast in a minute. Life's been hectic, for real. Growing up, getting older, being an adult, doing adult things. Comes with a little bit of work, a little bit of stress. But it's good. It's all good stuff. It just has given me probably slightly less time to get into, this. But look, the podcast studio is now set up. We're official. We're off and rocking. As you can see, I've set up a little space. This is in my home. And I'm just really excited. I'm actually really excited to just sit here and talk to this camera right now about the things that have been happening in my life. Now, as you see, nice little setup behind me. My bro Timmy, rest in peace. Thomas, my buddy guy, he's up there looking down on me. I got a bunch of other shit. But yeah, it's this is my little setup, few gig posters from back in the day, some you might recognize. Got to fill the rest of this wall with some cool posters. But yeah, really, really happy to just be here doing my thing. So look, I thought I'd just bring a few updates your way because number one, there's a few things that have happened recently that I kind of want to just touch on. A few things coming up that I am really excited about. And I thought this would be a very quick little update podcast to kind of get everyone up to speed on what's happening in the world of Savilian. So not like anyone asked, but fuck y'all. About to talk my shit anyway. Look, first things first, I've had a few friends jump in the ring recently, jump in the cage, should I say. Now, shout out to Sam who got a dub on Hex a couple weeks back. Now, this is not a UFC or MMA podcast, but I do like to do updates from time to time about things that are going on that I think are cool. And first of those was Sam. He's kind of engaged this, Samakade, he engaged this kind of more content focused kind of directive on the way that he's interacting with social media, and he's got some really cool ideas, and he's obviously working with some cool people, and there's like a new life to his presence online, which he got to show in the cage as well. It's not like it's just a social media thing, it's his work in and out of the ring that's being shown inside the cage as much as anything. And he got a really dominant win a couple of weeks ago at Hex. And he's just kind of like showing up in different pockets of his identity in kind of new and invigorating ways. And it's kind of cool to see. And I'm rocking the Kikembo shirt at the moment. Another thing that I kind of recognized recently or saw recently that was very invigorating was my boy Sarmad, the Immortal, the Persian Prince. He went and took on Mad Max Kelly on 1 week's notice, pretty much, or 2 weeks' notice. Now, Max is an absolute dog. Took down Marlito in their last bout. When, I thought Marlito was getting the better of it, Mad Max kind of found a way to get that dub. So I knew he had that dog in him. And, the irony of kind of stepping up on 1 week's notice against his teammate in Sarmad, who's coming back after 2-year layoff. It was just so intriguing, the kind of setup to it. Sarmad coming off of what was one of the fights of the year in 2023 versus Khan Diarra, and just an absolute fucking dog of a bloke. Got that cunt in him. Just steps up, fucking gets in there, and honestly, just looked really good. I think the clinch work of Sarmad was just really hard to. I don't think it was what Max was ready for sure. And I really like Max. I like him. I like his energy as a person. I like his charisma as a fighter. He's an animal. But I just think he wasn't prepared for the level of clinch that fucking Sarmad brought to the table. And he just showed this strength in there, man. And I was excited for him to just get back in the ring, even before, like as soon as I saw that shit got announced, I was just happy for him as a person to get in the ring and do what I know that he's been wanting to do for a long time. Obviously, had a pretty bad run of injuries, etc., over the last couple of years. And, we've had a few chats here and there. He's been on the podcast before. I knew that he was just itching to get back in there and do what he loves to do. And I was excited and just happy for him to be able to do that. The fact that he got the win is a bonus. That's beautiful, but he got to work. He got to put on a show. He got to do what he does now. I know that he said in the post-fight, kind of interviews and stuff like that he was, wanting to have put on more of a show, like his previous outing against Khan. But man, he was dominant and he looked great, and he kept coming forward. And you're not always going to win with these kind of like gritty, stylish striking points. Sometimes you got to win the hard way, and he did that. So that was really amazing to see him in there and doing his thing. That was great to see. Felt amazing. I was screaming at I was sitting down watching the fucking fight on my laptop, and I was screaming at the laptop. I was like, "Fucking hit him! Get in there, Sarmad, let's go!" It was fun. It was a lot of fun. And then Big D Train Diesel, the Laharinator, he went in there on Saturday night on Eternal against a pretty accomplished opponent, and he lost, unfortunately. But look, man, I think Dylan looked great. I think his striking was looking like sharper than it ever has, without a doubt. And went for that takedown. Kind of got a bit unlucky with the scramble, but I think it was a really good sign for Dylan to look as good as he did in that short amount of time. And I think, it was very exciting to see him back and just just kind of continuing where he left off. I mean, obviously not getting the win, but I think he looked really good. Looked in shape, looked sharp, looked quick. And I think, it's a start of the comeback for him and the whole team are absolute. So, really, really exciting kind of 3 bouts there. Not all of them going the way that I kind of wanted them to, but, just getting to see people that you care about getting in there and doing something that's so crazy and fun to watch is just that's a win in itself, to see that the work that they do gets translated into this beautiful, violent art. So anyway, that's a little side note on the MMA stuff. Now I'm going to jump into some other bits and pieces. Now, a couple of years ago, me and Koo put out a song called Tainted, right? And we were super proud of this song. I walked out to my first ever fight, my first and only ever fight, bouncing along to this song. It's one of our nearest and dearest collaborations because we wrote it at a time that we were both in a bit of a tough spot. I just broken up with my partner, moved in with Luke. He was kind of coming off the back of a breakup. We were both in a bit of a hole mentally and emotionally. And this song represented a moment for us to kind of get back in the stew together, get back on the same team and really start, connecting and vibing again as brothers and as a unit. And, this song, I don't know if he necessarily wanted me on it from the beginning, but I heard it and I was like, I don't know, I got to rap on this. Let's do it. Let's do it together. And, he let me on it. And, I think we made it probably my most favorite collab of ours today. Some of my most favorite bars that I've ever written are in that verse. I've been down for too long. I'm beaten. Humble pies like all I've eaten. Happy days when life was decent. My little sister's a sav. At the time, my little sister who came into our family, adopted when she was 9 months old. At the time, we were able to legally change her last name to ours. She became a sav. She was always a sav, but she was in the eyes of the law, she was now a sav. And, that was a cool moment for us and our family and her to share a last name together after spending our entire lives together. And, just being able to kind of put that in a song. And, it was just a very special moment for me, for Koo, for our whole family, and just for our journeys as artists and brothers and friends. And then we went and put out a music video that I think was a little bit rushed. We work with some people that, we just didn't execute on the vision and give the song the proper life that it deserved. Now, it got to the point where we actually just took the video down off of YouTube. We just weren't happy with it, you know? And so a couple of years passes, we link up with the Don Busa, you know, Blacklisted Visions. He kind of puts up that he's doing this little content shoot promo. So I reach out to him. I go, all right, let's fucking make it happen. It was like $500 for a day, and you could get like 3 like just kind of straight up like Instagram really type videos shot. So me and Koo just executed. Koo done one for a single that he just had put out called Prosper. We redone a video for Tainted to give it a little bit more love and a little bit of a touch up, glow up. And then we shot half of the video for my next single, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. And yeah, Busa was like a fucking dream to work with. They're, you know, an absolute professional. Let us hit the vape a lot. And yeah, just the guy just knows what he's doing. He's so fun to work with. We had a great time. We had a great day. We shot it all. It was a big day, but we smashed out a lot of cool content. And Tainted, the music video for Tainted was one of those things. Now, Koo put Prosper out. Then we rolled out Tainted in the last week, and I think it was good to like have that moment for the video to represent the song that we love so much. So yeah, that video is out now. The link will be in the bio down here, or the blurb down here. So please go check it out if you haven't already, because you know it's not going to blow your mind, the music video, but it's fun. And I think it serves the song a lot better. So yeah, we're really happy with it. Yeah. On that note, you know, me, Koo, Busa, we shot half of another video on that day, and that video is for a song called ATG. Now, originally I wrote this song called ATG, Alexander the Great, about Alexander the Great Volkanovsky, and just, you know, it's a song about perseverance and persistence and coming back and battling demons and, you know, rising to the top again. And we wrote this song. We shot half the video, but I thought, nah, we need something else. So we engaged a friend of mine who's also a professional fighter. His name is Alistair Volders. He's a 3-0 or 4-0 pro, and, you know, has a big future ahead of him. Anyway, he's also a character, and we said to him, hey, Al, do you want to jump in this video? Like, we'll fuck around a little bit, but we'll kind of make this a bit of a you know, journey of the fighter kind of, you know, scenes, showing the grind of like you know, being a, you know, professional fighter. And so we went and shot that. We went and did another day of shooting at Absolute MMA in the city. And, you know, the video is done. The video's done. So that will be announced or out in the next week or so. The song will be out on the 2nd of April. Volkanovski fights for the featherweight title against Diego Lopez on the 13th of April or 14th of April. And then we're going to do a launch for the song and the video in either at the end of April or sometime in May. And I got some really, really, really cool ideas for that. So stay tuned for those dates. But yeah, heaps of exciting shit. We engaged Fractured, one of the best graphic artists in you know, maybe even the country, but definitely in Melbourne. We engaged him to do the cover art, which you will all see soon. If you're on my newsletter list, you would have got a preview of that already. But if not, just stay tuned. 2nd of April, that'll be coming out. So, you know, that's ATG. That's coming real soon. So yeah, going to do some really, really interesting, cool things for the rollout of that and the show. I want to make it a real fucking cool moment that everyone would want to be at. Couple other little bits. I'm in the process of getting a diagnosis for ADHD, and it's pretty funny because you know, I started the conversation maybe a year ago, seriously talking with my brother Dave, who's recently got diagnosed, and my boy AP, who, you know, has kind of gone through it as well. And I guess I'd been putting it off for a while, but I'm like in the process of talking to a doctor, and, you know, she engages the psychiatrist or whatever, and then they send you this form that you need to fill out. And it's like all these questions about, you know, how ADHD do you think you are? And the fucking, the irony of this form is so, like, it actually baffles me. Who, like, what do they think is happening here? Who thought that this was a good idea? the motherfucking form to do the ADHD diagnosis online bullshit is so long and dense and ridiculous that like I open it, I look at it and I go, oh fuck, no chance. And I close my laptop. And I've done that every day for the last like 10 days. And it's just so ironic that like you're trying to diagnose yourself for this thing that you know doesn't allow you to do the thing you need to do to diagnose yourself. And I open it up and I'm like, well, shit, I need a fucking Dexy just to do this ADHD diagnosis to get the Dexies. So yeah, shit's wild as. Whoever invented that shit, you need to have a real hard look at yourself in the mirror. I don't know if this is like a shit test. If you're like, yo, motherfuckers is testing me, like, yo, do you know what? If he can't do this within 2 weeks, he's got ADHD. It's clear that we just have to give him the diagnosis because, he should be able to just fill this out pretty quickly. But if he can't, then motherfuckers got it. So maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe the goal is for me to not fill it out in a convenient kind of time frame, and then they just hand me the diagnosis. Maybe that's it. Maybe I've just cracked the code. But honestly, this shit is actually funny. How hard it is to fill in. Like I wake up and I'm like willing myself, all right, come on, Matt, today's the day. You got to get it done. You got to get it done. You got to get it done. No. Just look at it. No, too hard. Look at the fucking, there's so many questions. There's so many words. It's just like big blocks of writing. And I'm just like, it's scary, man. Shit's scary. Anyway, so that's a random little side note. Also, while I'm on random little side notes, last one I'm going to drop in here and then I'm going to bounce. So I'm in the process of completing a challenge that I basically set up for myself called March Made with my boy Born Made. Part of it and the main kind of reason behind it was I'm doing Laps for Life, which is a fundraiser for youth suicide prevention and, just raising funds for youth suicide awareness. My boy Born Made, aka Dossie, was on the podcast a couple years ago, and we had a really, strong conversation about how he lost his brother, Blair, to suicide when Blair was only quite young, and it's a really tough thing for Dos to go through, obviously, and my heart goes out to him because like I just, it'd be a really tough thing to see and to overcome. Being a young man and seeing someone that you love take their own life. So, when I saw that he was doing this Laps for Life thing in memory of Blair, I knew that I had to be a part of it. And, I've been doing it every day. I thought I set a goal for 10 kilometers for the month. Turns out I set a goal for 20 kilometers. That shit's been real hard to do because I hadn't done laps in like 15 years, but all of a sudden I got to do like fucking, I think 26 laps of a 25-meter pool every day for the whole month of March. And at the moment, I'm on track to get my laps done. Might be slightly behind schedule, but like I've done laps every single day. I'm probably a little bit behind schedule on the fundraising. So I'm gonna, implore everyone that, sees this, if you wouldn't mind, just donating $5 or $10 to me, it'd be really helpful because, although I'm doing the work, seeing a few dollars roll in wouldn't hurt the motivation, I'm going to get it done either way, but, actually raising the money that I set out to raise would help bolster my spirits, I guess you could say, and make me feel like I've done the work for something, even though I know I have. I just, it'd be nice to see the dollars to kind of like associate with that feeling. So, yeah, that's part of this Born Made, March Made kind of challenge that I set out for myself. There was a whole bunch of other things like no vaping for the whole month of March, no pokies at all for the whole month of March, hit the sauna every day to do 10K steps every day. There's a whole bunch of things that I set out to do. I have not been perfect, admittedly, but I've been pretty fucking good. Like I've been pretty happy with myself. I have not touched the pokies once in the month of March. I know that doesn't sound like the hugest achievement, but it is for me. So suck eggs. I've hit the sauna every single day. I've done laps every single day. I've almost got 10K steps in every single day. I've almost not vaped every single day. I think there's been like 2 days in the whole month that I haven't vaped, that I have vaped. Yeah, I've been really, really good. I've been switched on. I've been dialed in. I've been working hard at work. I've been getting my laps in. I've been cutting down weight. I think I've lost over 2 kilos this month as well. Yeah, a lot of really positive things on top of doing like 10 to 12 hour work days every day for 6 days of the week. On top of releasing music and getting videos ready and shot and planning shows. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool, positive things happening right now. So this podcast studio and this moment right here is just like a nice kind of final kind of like tick next to all the work that I've been doing. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the pod, guys. Thanks for tuning in, I guess. Just quick recap, seeing my homies get in the cage and compete has been amazing. Win, lose or draw. New Tainted video out now. Laps for Life fundraiser. Please donate if you can. Running that March Made challenge for myself. The ADHD trap that is the self-diagnosis bullshit, whatever that fuck is. Working with my boy Blacklist of Visions and the new ATG joint that is very, very, very soon to drop, release, whatever, and that. All right, that's it for the Sav Show for this week. I will be back next week, so keep your eyes peeled for the next edition. Let's go.